When you scroll through endless synth listings, the glossy photos and bold claims can make it feel like every model will instantly turn you into a bedroom-producing pro. The real frustration comes when you finally unbox that perfect keyboard, plug it in, and discover that the workflow feels clunky, the extra accessories you thought you'd get are missing, or the sound engine just doesn't translate the way it looked on the product page. It's that gap between promise and practice that makes many buyers hesitate, especially when they're spending a few $100s on a piece of gear they hope will actually fit into their daily setup. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. That hesitation is why I'm taking a step back from the spec sheet and walking through how the Roland JUNO 8 bundle performs once it's on a desk, a stage, or a cramped home studio. First off, the bundle itself is trying to be an honest stop shop for someone who wants a synth that's ready to play right out of the box. You get the 61-key slim profile JUNO 8, a sturdy adjustable stand, a small bench that slides under the unit, a sustain pedal, a protective cover, an instructional video from Bazaar, and even a polishing cloth. For a newcomer who isn't ready to hunt down separate pieces of furniture, that feels like a genuine convenience. The biggest practical strength here is that everything you need to sit and play is already matched in size and weight. The stand locks into the synth's built-in mounting points, so you don't have to worry about balancing a heavy keyboard on a flimsy table. In my own test, I was able to set up the whole package on a coffee table in under 3 minutes, then start a jam session without having to rearrange chairs or pull a separate keyboard stand from the closet. That quick setup matters most for gigging musicians who need to be on stage in a hurry. The JUNO 8 sound engine, which Roland markets as powerful, actually shines in live scenarios because the presets are organized for on-the-fly tweaking. I spent a Saturday afternoon running through a few classic synth patches while a friend sang, and the Hanson control knobs let us adjust filter cutoff and resonance without diving into menus. The USB-C connection also meant I could route the audio straight into a PA mixer using a simple audio interface, bypassing the need for a separate sound card. For a performer who wants to keep the rig light, that simplicity is a real time saver. However, the same convenience can be a double-edged sword for a studio-focused producer. The JUNO 8 is deliberately compact, which means the keys have a shorter travel compared to a full-size weighted keyboard. If you spend hours programming intricate chord progressions or doing delicate velocity work, you'll notice the lighter action right away. The bundle's bench, while handy, is narrow and doesn't provide the ergonomic support you might expect from a dedicated studio chair. In a longer recording session, I found myself shifting to a proper office chair after the first hour, just to avoid lower back fatigue. So, if you're the type who spends entire nights layering synth parts, you might want to invest in a better chair and perhaps a separate, more robust stand that can hold additional rack gear. Another practical weakness is the sustain pedal. It's a basic, non-adjustable model that works fine for simple sustain, but it lacks the half-pedal sensitivity many advanced players rely on for expressive piano-style phrasing. In a live band context, that limitation is rarely a deal-breaker, but in a solo piano synth piece, it can feel restrictive. The included instructional video does a solid job of walking through the JUNO 8's core functions, yet it schemes over deeper sound design techniques that seasoned synth users might crave. I had to supplement the video with a few YouTube tutorials to dig into the more nuanced modulation routing. If you're comfortable learning by trial and error, that's not a big hurdle. If you expect a comprehensive, step-by-step guide, you might feel a little shortchanged. Who should reach for this bundle? Think of anyone who is either stepping into the world of hardware synths for the first time or a gigging musician who wants a reliable, portable instrument without the hassle of sourcing accessories separately. The bundled stand and bench make it a ready-to-play package for small venues, rehearsals, or bedroom setups where space is at a premium. Its USB-C connectivity also appeals to modern producers who want to integrate the synth directly into a DAW without juggling legacy cables. Who might want to skip it? If you already own a high-quality studio chair, a dedicated keyboard stand, and you prefer a weighted key feel for expressive playing, you could probably purchase the JUNO 8 alone and save a few dollars. Likewise, if you rely heavily on advanced pedal control for nuanced expression, you'll likely need to upgrade the sustain pedal to a third-party model. And if you're hunting for a synth with deep, out-of-the-box sound design depth, think multi-layered FM engines or built-in sampling, this unit's straightforward architecture might feel a bit limited. Overall, the value in the Roland